All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Arachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, tell us his truth. Honors and salutations to the elect and to the men that died on the work of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, because they shall arise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because come and deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. My name is Micah Allah Ben Gab Ben Yasharala, the Church of Philadelphia camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, come back at you with another one. We just I been working a lot. Um, as of yesterday, sundown, the Day of Atonement ended. Where Yasharala, the ones that participated, along with the elect of the nation of Israel, participated in this high holy day, which was it was major, man. This Day of Atonement was major. Should have been getting your houses in order, but you do it so how to see how ti expeditiously, But but I'm just wanted to touch on this topic real quick because I just did like 16 hours. Got to go right back, so I want to just hey Shalom Magan, y'all must da brother man. Might need you on this one, brother a little tired. Like I said, going on almost 24 hours with no sleep. I had to work. But anyway, like I said, things to expect during this thing that we in, the shutdown. You know, it's basically the nation is crumbling, man. All right, so I looked it up, and I have here. Let's see, I got it. Check this out. And honestly, man, when you read it, this is all prophecy, man. I don't know if you can see that. This phone sucks. This one backup, John. I got another one. Okay, so I looked up what are some things that have happened, during the this G shutdown, man. And that's just basically we got Nero in office. All right. So basically this place is crumbling, man. It's crumbling from the inside out, man. That's why all these other nations is looking at this place and they're laughing. This is the laughing stock of all the nations, man. Why? Because what's that? I believe it's Deuteronomy 30:7. Hey McGuire, if you can, Baba Gashah, can you post that scripture up on the screen, Baba Gashah? Deuteronomy 30:7, if I'm not mistaken. Talking about Esau, basically, they're turning to the new ninjas, rightfully so. All right, but let me get into this article real fast. I want to make this too long. Like I said, I got about 3 hour window till I gotta be back to work. Well, not work. This is the work. Don't get that twisted. This is the real work. But so I have to get back to uh the plantation. You know how they do us here. We're gonna do them way more worse in the kingdom. But I checked this out. It says when the government shuts down, non-essential federal government agencies close. Now, if you really look back and think about things, what happened with the first pandemic? Because they said this going to be the one. Because they said essential workers. At that point in time, I was one of those people, if you will, like an essential worker working at the market. I was doing loss prevention there. I ain't gonna tell you what market it was, but I was there, and you actually had people. That's why I was a test run, but you actually had people that quit the jobs. You know, just walked off because first they was checking your temperature, and I saw that technology, man. It was just ushering it in. But now this time right here, they're going full fledged. So it's no that's that Revelations 13 and 16. You know, which we're in that season. WW3 is popping off very heavy right now, you know? And these are things that's going to happen. Like you had the essential work. Like I said, that was just a test run, but this one is the real thing, man. You know? The water, bro. It says, Khan. Yup, that's right. Deuteronomy, Salakia. Let me grab that again. Deuteronomy 30:7, it says, and Yahweh, thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, right? Check this out. To put all thine curses upon upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And what are they doing now, man? They persecuting us, making Israel look crazy. And one of the most heaviest things that I look at through a spiritual eye with what's going on right now is this happened right after the Day of Atonement, man. All right. So the Lord is closing the breaches, man. The Lord is closing the breaches and they're closing fast. All right. So let's go into it real fast. Like I said, I don't want to be too long, but hey, the spirit gets what the spirit wants and it never fails. All right. So it says when the government shuts down, non-essential federal government agencies close, leading to furlongs. And Magan, Baba Kwashav, you still on? Can you please, Baba Kwashav, get the definition for the word furlongs? All right, it says for hundreds of thousands of federal employees. You see, that's a lot of people, and that's why the scriptures also tell you that the grinding shall cease. All right, and that's coming to a high level. You go into a federal, buildings. So you got parks, which I don't want to jump the gun, whatever. But you got these parks. That's not essential, And it's funny because, damn, I was just talking to this lady that's on the plant, and she was talking about, oh well, you go to the Liberty Bell now, and this place now used to be free, but now you got to pay. Yeah, because this place is falling. All right, this place is falling. But check it out. It says, started the top says, when the government shuts down, non-essential federal government agencies closed, leading to furlongs for hundreds of thousands of federal employees and disruptions to a wide range of public services. See that? That's some parks, some national parks, and all that. All right, and through the spiritual eye, like look at Yellowstone National Park, Yellowstone National Park is the biggest volcano in Babylon. If Yellowstone National Park, that guys that you see and all that, that's a volcano. So if that was to explode or to erupt, Babylon is done just from that. All right, just from that. So the Lord knows what He's doing, man. All right, furlong to keep or continue longer prolonged. So see to go, Khan. So watch this. Check this out. And that's what they're going to do to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just read it. I'm gonna just keep reading. It says hold up. It says a federal employees and disruptions to a wide range of public services, essential services related to national security and public safety. All right, all hell was about to literally break loose, man. All hell is literally about to break loose. And guess what? This is this is October the 2nd. It's 3:24 in the evening, the afternoon, And we what we got. And this is matter of fact, let me say this in Philadelphia here, because you got the Phillies playing every year. That's Red October. The Lord is about. There's a lot of death about to happen, man. That dude, Charlie Kirk, whatever. He was a sacrifice. The usher and the things that's coming. All right, he probably sacrificed his own self, just like Elon Musk on them. Them dudes is crazy. They're wicked, man. So they'll put their life on the line the same way the prophets and everybody put the prophets. You put your life on the line for this word because you believe in it. You know you're going to come back. But they believe the same thing. They're going to come back in wickedness. No, you're going to come back in slavery, man. All right? Check it out. It says, and that's how crazy it is. Like you got them Arabs and all that, the suicidal guys. They go put their life out there to defend whatever, man. All right? But it says essential services are related to national security and public safety, like air traffic control. They got to keep these things up. Air traffic control and emergency medical care continue, but their staff often work without pay. And that's what that furlough comes from, but being prolonged. So basically, that's what America is trying to do. They're trying to furlong this place. They're trying to prolong it as long as they can. Same way Pharaoh tried to do. But the Lord put that spirit on them for them to do so. All right, but through a spirituality, you see, man, this place is done. It's cooked, man. You know? Like going into Daniel, when Daniel had those visions. All right, with the statue and all that. Matter of fact, what's that? Daniel 7. I told you, matter of fact, that was one of the scriptures of the day. Daniel 7, I believe, Daniel 7, 9 to 17 is going into Yahweh Shah's kingdom, man. All right. That's where we at, man. We're in a very beautiful, interesting times, man. All right, uh it says which can lead to reduced service levels. And that happened here in Philly, man. Buses and everything. It's all a test, man. So they hit that low. It's going down. All right, it says the economic effects of a shutdown can range from minor to sufficient depending on depending on its duration. So if you figure you shut down the government, all right, let's say you shut down the government for a week. You know how much stuff comes to there and how much you're going to have to catch back up just from a day. All right, just from one day. All right, you're going to have to catch back up. And that's not nothing. We're talking about a government, and govern is control. Mint is your mind. They're shutting it down because they don't got to control your mind anymore. They about to come slaughter your ass, man. All right, it says our impact on federal employees and contractors. It says furlongs and unpaid work. Federal employees in non-essential roles are furlonged. That means you got to drag it out. You got to stay there. You got to you got to go to work without getting paid, man. All right. There's places where they say, hey, Magan, if you're still here, Baba Kwashah, can you grab the scripture from me? Where it says, the grinding shall cease, Baba Kwashah. Because that's what's happening here, man. This place is toast, man. It says, meaning they are placed on temporary unpaid leave, those in essential positions, such as law enforcement. See that? Your law enforcement. So now that's when civil unrest happens. Even, watch this. It says air traffic controllers and active duty military must continue to work without pay. And it's crazy because I just talked to a dude before I left the plane. He was talking about some, yeah, man, I was with, I went to the, my Navy, what do you say? He's in the Navy. Like he's a recruit or whatever, right? And this guy said they're working him out. He's like, oh, it's a good workout and this. Bro, you don't know you're about to, if you're married, your wife is going to be a widower. Because when the Lord puts you, right now the Lord's putting everybody in that position with this place to be to fall. Artist says our financial hardship. Many federal workers live paycheck to paycheck. That's crazy. You're a federal worker and you live in paycheck to paycheck and experience severe financial distress from missed paychecks. So all they're doing is sending you back, right? That digital. They're going to bring out that digital thing. And we all know what that is. That MOT to the B. All right. It says back pay. It says historically furlong employees and those who work without pay have received back pay after the government reopens. However, this is not guaranteed for federal contractors, many of whom are laid with no promise of compensation. That's right, man. So whoever's laid off, you don't got no promise that you're going to get your money. Come, brother, with the water. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Salah. It says, remember now thy creator. See that? And this is one of my favorite scriptures, man. Because now the time's about to get evil. But these people didn't want to relieve, they didn't want to remember Yahweh Shem Shah. So it's Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 1. It says, remember now thy creator and the days, Salakia, it says in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not the years draw nigh them, Salakia, draw nigh him. Thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. All right. When you going to say you have no, and guess what? The days is coming. You're not going to have no pleasure in them. You hear all them cruises people talking about, I'm gonna go get my cruise. Matter of fact, you know what? I just heard a lady talking about uh her people they basically booked a cruise, to go the Bahamas or somewhere where hurricane season right now, so whatever. But now they got sent up to New England. That's where the cruise ship got rerouted to. So they got to go up there. So you had the beach clothes ready. Now you're going up New England, man. The Lord is judging this place, man. This place is cooked. It's not too much longer that he's going to hold his tongue. All right. But and what I'm reading right now is consequences for the public. And this is going to, like, hey man, you're going to desire to go see people, and this is now you're not going to be able to do that. That's in the book of Second Ezra, if you could grab that, brother. But it says, oh my goodness, check this out. Uh, hold on, where is that? Forgive me. We going back up. I jumped the gun, so please forgive me. It says, back pay. Historically, furloughed employees and those who work without pay have received back pay after the government reopens. However, this is not guaranteed. It's a lot. It says, for this is not guaranteed. It says, for this is not guaranteed for the federal contractors, many of whom are laid off with no promise of compensation. So you're laid off. So that's like what the scriptures say. What are them that go to Egypt for help? You know, what do they go for? Yo, grab that one, Baba Kashab. What are them that go to Egypt for help? That's what them people are doing. All right, check this out. It says mass layoffs. It says the current administration has signaled that it may take more severe action than previous shutdowns. You see this? The current administration, which is Nero's administration, you can look up who Nero is and look how much Nero hated the Israelites. He hates us, and look at how many everything is coming out on us. You got rappers, all praises to the Most High, and come on, man. And those are 2/3. And I ain't gonna say all of them because, hey, man, the Lord have mercy on whom He will. All right, but at the end of the day, this place is shutting down, and all eyes being open. Israel is waking up, man. But it says mass layoffs. It says the current administration has signaled that it may take more severe action than previous shutdowns, potentially leading to permanent job cuts. The grinding is about to cease here. The permanent job cuts for some federal workers. Okay, for some federal workers, man. So things is about to, hey man, it's about to get heated here. All right, but got the scripts I asked for, brother. Go to verse 2, back in Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Why you think when brothers first heard this message, heard these words, all right, and the Lord has to deal with you to get this, man. Why do you think those men ran out on the highways and hedges? And the anger and everything, man. Because that's the Lord putting a spirit on the warning, man. Because the keepers of the house about to go hide, man. This place, Esau and them, they're leaving your ass to hang dry, man. It says, in the days of the keepers of the house shall tremble. Who's the keepers of the house? The Edomites. They're trembling. And you could go into Second Ezra, the 15th. No, slack it. Believe it's the 16th chapter when it says, oh man. I'm a paraphrase when it says, shit, Salaki, forgive me, but I know it's on the lines of the power shall stand in fear. That's it. I know it's in the 16th chapter. No, the powers. What's the keepers of the house? They're standing in fear right now. All right. So back in Ecclesiastes chapter 2, Salaki, chapter 12, starting at verse 2 again. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds, and this is talking about before the day of the Lord. All right, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days of the keepers, so like it says, in the days of the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. What Joe? So yeah, man, look, it said they're going to be few. So all these cuts, they're cutting everything, man. Everything is getting cut. They say everything must go. That's Nero. You know, but it says that mass layoffs. Right there, that mass layoffs. The current administration, I'm gonna read that again. The current administration has signaled that it may take more severe action than previous shutdowns, potentially leading to permanent job cuts for some federal workers. And all I did was type up what are some things that could happen in a government shutdown. Because it's been happening. So it says consequences for the public. I was just talking to you Israelites, and you. Matter of fact, this melting pot here, but Nero has to go at his whole kingdom because it says a kingdom divided cannot stand. This place cannot stand at all, man. All right, it says okay, so it says consequences for the public. It says suspended government services. Many public facing services are suspended or slowed down, furlong. All right, the grind and ceasing explains. It says examples included processing of federal loans for small businesses, approvals for new mortgages due to Federal Housing Administration, inspections of food and pharmaceutical product production by the FDA. So hey, basically they letting you know, man, they was full of shit from the beginning because that's the Food and Drug Administration. I believe if it wasn't too long ago where they were saying what was it? They were saying that the FDA was going to stop basically telling you what you can and cannot eat. They was just going to let you fend for yourself. And all you do, like that's how you know this place is full of BS. And hey brother, can you got that scripture? They shall eat their bread, defiled amongst the heathen in the book of Ezekiel, Baba Koshah. But it says some services at the Social Security Administration, the verifying benefits and issuing cards. So that's another scam they had, to put you in slavery. So this place is falling. All right. This place is falling. It's toast, man. This place is cooked. Because why would the government shut down, man? Because it's the end. It's their time. Right? Going into what? Our government. Talking about Yahweh Shai and his kingdom. Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai's kingdom. It's a world without end. You ain't gonna have these problems there because it's never gonna stop. Once it comes up, you know how they say better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. You ain't gonna worry about that in the kingdom. Because the beginning is going to be great and it's never going to end. We're coming here, what was it, 1619, if I'm not mistaken, when the first slave ships arrived down there in Virginia with Judah, basically. I say Judah, man, because that represents the southern tribes. All right, yeah, the top Judah, the tribe that Yahweh Shah came out of. All right, it says national parks and museums. No, Salakia, forgive me. It says disruption to travel. Airport security and air traffic control continue, but staffing shortages may lead to longer security lines and flight delays. And you've been seeing that lately. And on top of that, that movie, Leave the World Behind, look at how the planes is falling out the air and everything like that. So this is the beginning. Hey man, it tells you in the scriptures, man, that this is a time that's never going to be since there was a nation. Jacob's trouble going in the book of Jeremiah. You think it's because they ain't have airplanes and all that back then. You're about to witness some real catastrophic ish. All right. But it says National Park and Museum closures. This place is shutting down. It says national parks, national forests, And Smithsonian museums often closed to the public or operate with very limited services. In past shutdowns, this has led to increased littering and vandalism. Come on, man, you can't make this stuff up. All right, to increase littering and vandalism. All right, it says health and welfare programs. The special su- the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children. That's the WIC program, man. Yeah, rise up, you women that are at ease, man. You careless daughters, cause you ran to eat something. Now look, everything that he gave you is falling, is crumbling in front of your face, man. Call on Yabashim Shai, man. Bashim Aracha Kodash. All right, it says the special supplemental nutritional program for women, and also that's what it talks about in what's that? Uh Matthew 24th chapter says, "Woe to them that give suck in those days." So like, bear with me 1 second. Yo, Shalaka, forgive me, but chopping back into this article. Where we at? Health and welfare programs. All right, and they've been talking about shutting this place down as far as that. Because why? You women, you boasted too much. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I seen a article or something where this woman, of course, the in woman, all right, she had thing like 12,000 something dollars worth of food stamps. But I worked, man. I personally saw this myself with my own eyes. All right, up here in Philadelphia, in the Northeast Philadelphia, when I was working security for this particular company, and it was in the European market. The one dude, he was from Georgia. I'm talking about over there, where like next to Turkey and all that, right? Um, he showed me a receipt from one of these Russian women, but I know she was from over there in that region, right? Because she spoke that language and everything, right? She came from over there. See her balance on her EBT card was like over like $15,000. I said, you gotta be kidding me. I never saw nothing like that in my life. And now reading this, they're collapsing this place, man. All right. But now they're getting you Negro women because they all the food is effed up, man. All right. But anyway, it says I'm gonna read that again. It says the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children. That's why you're gonna need a man now, because that was your backup. You know, your desire was supposed to be to your husband, man. All right, the man that you're dealing with. Well, actually, if you was a virgin, you had a husband. The man that took your virginity, that's your husband, according to the scriptures. The man that takes your virginity, as long as he's alive, he's your husband, and you can't leave him. He can't put you away. It has to be righteously. All right, unless you did some bullshit, then he can put you away. All right. It says, and the children, it says, could run out of funding in a prolonged shutdown, disrupting access to food assistance. Now, what's that? That's going to bring what? Famine. All right. It's famine coming here, man. It says, while Social Security benefits still go out, customer service wait times can increase significantly. Some health research and public health surveillance activities at the National Institute of Health and Center for Disease Control and Prevention may be what's that? And yo, lately the CDC been calling everybody. It's funny, call my cell phone, and they asked, like they left a message talking about some do you have any children in the household between 6 and 17 years old? So we can report it. Damn, they doing that. Guess what? You women got that. So you're gonna report it. Hey man, it's what's that song to do? It said it gets wicked. Yeah, it's about to get wicked for you damn and rightfully so, man. I'm almost done with this article. All right. It says delayed immigration processes. Woo! It says immigration related application hearings and citizenship service can face sufficient delays even if some offices remain open. So what's that telling you, man? Jacob's trouble. What you seeing right now with ICE and everything like that? Everything is set up. So once those places get shut down, they can just deport you real quick. While you're in a system getting you know what's that? While you're in a system getting ready to be a citizen here. All right. And yo, guess who set you up first? Biden. Lazy Joe, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe set you up. Cause he brought all y'all here. You know, you northern tribes. He brought you here. You were brought to Babylon by Yahweh Hashem outside, man. By Shemar Chakodash. Because you couldn't take the conditions that you were given in a place that you were driven. But the Lord drove you here as well, man. Because he about to, hey, man, judgment is coming, man. Just know that. All right? Judgment is coming, man. All right, so it says economic repercussions. Reduced economic growth, government shutdowns negatively, active, Salake. Government shutdowns negatively affect the economy. All they're doing is what? This is getting one more step closer to the MOT to the B. Revelations 13th chapter, Revelations 13, 16 on down. Got Revelation the 14th chapter. You know, when it speaks about this mark, which is the charagma. Okay. It says shutdowns and yo, people they're starting to panic, man. Why are you starting to panic? Because you didn't listen. It says shutdown cost the US economy an estimated 11 billion. Economists 11 billion. Economists predict that economic growth could be reduced by roughly 0.1 to 0.2 percentage points for each week a shutdown lasts. All right, so let's read this last little part. Just a couple more. It says missed economic data, key government reports such as monthly jobs and inflation data may be delayed, leaving financial markets and businesses without crucial information. All right, this place is toast. Halted government contracts. Private companies that provide goods and services to the government may have their contracts suspended, impacting their cash flow and potentially forcing them to lay off employees. And that's what it's all about, man. This is about the shutdown of America, and we're witnessing it right here, reading this. All right, government shutdown. This was happening. And of course, all right, you heard of government shutdowns in the past and things like that, and you see the outcome of how bad it was. And you just look at how bad the economy is right now. All right, look at how bad this economy is right now. And just draw the government shut down. So just one day, how far that backs you up in a failing economy. Lets you know, look at George Soros. All right, the one that created it, he's the funder of the Black Lives Matters, which you Negroes, you Israelites, you dumbass Israelites, don't know the truth, ran after that. Oh, Black Lives Matter, just like you niggas with the MAGA hats and all that. You crazy. And yo, you're gonna fall right with this place, man. All right. Let's say, do hand join hand with the wicked. You know, Magan, you still there? Can you grab that, Baba Kashad? Do hand join hand with the wicked. All right. You join hands with him. You received their benefits. You received their benefits. That was your reward. That was your prize. Because you got people here in Babylon, women that make careers out of this, man. You know. So you stand with Babylon, you fall with it. All right. We are a nation of people, man. You know, we're not just slaves. We are a nation of people, kings, rulers, governors, military, scientists, educators, you know, farmers, agricultural. Whenever you got a kingdom, you got all those things. You know, farmers, man. You know, business owners. That's who they got, man. When it talks about you, they took a nation down. Yeah, the nation of Israel. You know what? After I read this, we're going to get the word nation, just to put it in more perspective. It says halted government contracts, private companies that provide goods and service to the government may have their contracts suspended, impacting their cash flow and potentially forcing them to lay off employees. So what happened with the first pandemic, man? How many employees got laid off and all that? You got businesses that didn't even survive. That was planned, man. So they couldn't come back. All right. So just imagine how many more. Yo, when I go around Babylon now, I see buildings just like today. That's crazy. I just seen a building. They was like what lab space for lease, you know, to test things and all that. I said, damn, you got labs for lease now? This place is done. All right. So it says last point is it says erosion of confidence. It says shutdowns can erode public and investor confidence in the government's ability to function and manage the economy, man. And if you go into Second Ezra's, matter of fact, hold on, I think it's 15, right? Because once people start not trusting in the ones that they voted in, and a lot of people, look, man, they voted in Nero, and they saying what he's doing. They like, oh man, I voted for this guy. I thought he was going to do well. And yo, you know what? To further back the point, look at the first insurrection. When he was in office the first time, look at the insurrection that happened down there at the Capitol buildings and all that. It's going to happen again, man. It's going to be crazy. That's why they down there in DC they was putting the gates up and that. They're preparing for these things because they're causing it. All right, so check this out. Let's go here to Second Ezra's. Forgive me 1 second. Second Ezra's chapter 15. Just where we at, man. Man, you get man. This whole chapter is fire, but I just want to get a one. Here we go. Right here, con the water. Call out Yabashim outside. Bashim Kakudas. The water Yabashim outside. Bashim Kakudas. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another." That's what this shutdown is going to bring. All right. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Damn. Who's the king of the princes? The ones that's controlling this place. Your DJ Trump's Nero, man. You know, your Kim Jong Un. This is going on worldwide, but here, the people they can't trust who they so-called voted in, man. But it was already rigged anyway. All right. Let's read this again. Second Ezra 15 and 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do to feed their families, you know, to fill their bellies. It says, a man shall desire, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's talking about the transportation as well. That's where we at right here, man. All right, and check it out. Verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, man. All right, let's get this real quick. Second Ezra 15 is, what's that, 16? Matter of fact, I'm going to go to 14, but I want to get this in the G and T. Hold on, bear with me. G and T hit different. All right. That's crazy. We read about the government shutdowns probably on the phone. Give me Second Ezra chapter 15, 16 to 18 and the G and T. Hold on, give me one. It's always something with this man. G and T. You know why I say Nazareth? Idris. I think you might have it. And yo, check it out. The G and T was that Good News Translation. Hold on. I didn't expect to be on here this long, so forgive me. I just want to read this, then I'll close it out. G and T. Say G and T. No, hold up. Hold up. Okay, here we go. Okay, Khan, check it out. Khan, this is it. So this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and 15. Matter of fact, start at 14 and the G and T, because this was happening. It says, the world and the people in it are doomed. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. And what war is that? I wonder. Dean WW3. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. All right. It says nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. What are you seeing happening right now? All right. Going to what? You got Matthew 24 chat nation against nation. You got Ezekiel the 38th chapter, where Russia's being guarded by all these nations. Let the weak say that I'm strong. Believe that's in Joel. Got all these things going on, man. They're all gearing up for what? World War III, man, to the destruction of this place. And I got, man, just keep going. Go back to verse 15 in the GNT. Second Ezra 15, 15 in GNT. It says the war that will bring their destructions. Their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil. What are you seeing right now? Great political turmoil, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. You don't even gotta explain it because you're seeing it. All right. These words were written a long time ago. All right. It says there will no longer be free access to the cities. Oh shit. And y'all, that's crazy because that's funny because I was talking to this woman about that. She's like, oh man, you gotta pay for everything. This used to be free. Because there will no longer, and this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and 17 in the GNT, there will no longer be free access to the cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and control. Salakia, destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. That's what we're witnessing right now, man. Read this last one. It says, driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. God says, I'm calling. Oh man, that's it, man. I'm gonna start right there. And the GNT, that GNT bad, but you got to take it, you gotta use it like you use I believe it was Elder Yashawamba, that introduced that to Israel. And you had Apostle Elder Apostle Tahar introduced the NLT. He started really going into it, man. But he introduced the Blue Bible and things like that. But hey, that was through the Spirit, mercy, and power, Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Rachakodash. You know, that's where we at, man. And brought it through the scriptures. It's a lot more, man. But like I said, I didn't even expect to be this long. Brother, gotta go back to the plant. Do 16 hours, man. Crazy. But anyway, this will all be over soon. So Lord's willing, this was edifying. Uh, got something out of it. You know, hold up. Let me read a couple of scriptures my brother got here if I get up out of here. Cause I ain't see it. What you got here? Okay, let's where we at? My brother's going in. Okay, let's go here. The scriptures I was asking for. This is Isaiah 31, 31 and 1. It says, warn to them that go down into Egypt for help. It says, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in the horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not to the Holy One of Israel. Who's that? Yahweh, the one's coming back to deliver you. You thinking that these welfare system and things like that is going to save you? Negatron, it's not going to do it, and the Lord is showing you that's not going to happen. All right, it says neither seek Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, verse 13. Hold up, this is E13 says, and Yahweh says, in the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat Ezekiel eat their bread defiled among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. All right, you see that, man? Look at all these recalls on food. You don't know what the hell to trust, man. This place is mother effing too. So let's go ahead with my brother God here. Proverbs 11 and 21. It says, though hand join hand, there we go. Though hand join hand with the wicked, the wit so like though hand join hand, and the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. See that? The seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So you gotta trust in Yahweh Bashim outside, Bashim Rachakodash. This book don't lie, man. If you ain't believing it, you wasn't part of the elect, man. See you on the other side. If I'm a part, I don't even know if I'm a part, man. I pray to big, but if I'm not, see me on the other side, man. So with that, Lord's willing, to edify makes sense. So that I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Arachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, of great millstones, so it's just truth. Honors, salutations to the elect. To the next lesson, I'm saying Mawafa Baba Ball, Kwame Yasharala. Shalom.